It finally happened. British government is blocking private money. This is not a joke. People been investing for a few decades in a private equity called a private pension that they would take at the age of 55 without heavy taxes. But they increased in London the age allowing you to take your money without heavy taxes, without heavy commission to 57. Yeah, they increased from 55 to 57. For me, it is over and over again happening the same. They are just not allowing you to take your own money in Britain, and people are asking what to do. Is it good now to invest not in private pension in United Kingdom? Is it better to go maybe for properties in United Kingdom, or maybe it is good to actually withdraw from the United Kingdom, from the British stock market, as it is a sign that the British stock market actually is collapsing. Can you imagine that you've been investing for, let's say, for 20 years in a private pension in the UK, and the government is has increased your age when you can take your private funds from 55 to 57. That means they can do this again, let's say in next 5 years. So if you think that they will allow you, let's say, to take your money at the age of 57, you are wrong. They may increase it to 60 or 65 in the future. For me, this is a sign of a British economic collapse, as there are countries in Europe. Why we are talking about that? We are talking about that because I've got many customers, I've got many people from Europe that are actually living in UK. Polish, Romanians, Lithuanians, Czechs, Slovaks, Hungarians, Latvians, etc., even Spanish and Portuguese, and they are asking me what to do. Is it the over for the British economy? Can you imagine that you've been investing in your private equity with believing that they will give you your money at the age of 55, but they will not do that? This is your private money. But they will not do that. You have to wait now 2 more years. We know how important is 2 years when you are 55 or when you are 57. Or maybe they will increase again from 57 to 59 to 61. And this is what I am talking about. This is what I am talking about, that the pension age and actually the standard of living in Western countries, in Europe, in Britain, actually is getting worse and worse. However, in Europe, there are countries that you can take your money away when you want. Let's say in Poland, you've got the private equity, the same private equity in Poland. If you are a worker and you are investing in private pension, government also giving you money, tax breaks, and you will receive additional funds from your employer. But you can take your money away with just a little commission. That is actually rewritten in also on your account, but in a so-called pension, like a general pension. People are thinking what to do. You can't believe that you are putting your own money. You can't believe to government like this when you're putting your own money in something called private pension. How on earth something can be called private if it is not private anymore? Well, it is private. You can take your money away, but you will lose half of it or something like this. And Europeans, this is what I said. Many Europeans are telling that the life in UK is at the end of its Western standards. It is over. It is over. It is over. That's why people are asking what to do. Is it good to stay in United Kingdom, or maybe it is better to go to back to Europe, as there are around, can you imagine, there are around 4 or 5 million or maybe even 6 million Europeans living in the United Kingdom, where standard of living is going down. They even know they are not allowing you to take your money at the set age. As when you started investing in those private funds, they told you that you will be able to withdraw your money without heavy taxes at the age of 55. Now it increased to 57. How on earth can you believe in government like that? How on earth can you believe in something that is called private if it is not? Well, it is private, but it is not private. If they can tell you, if they can prohibit you to take your money away. And in the same situation, there are countries like Poland and other countries that actually have the same private product, which is also, let's say, called private pension, and you will receive, let's say, almost the same amount of money with the addition of your own investment, but you can take your money away. It is real private because you can take your money away. Let's say in Poland and in many countries, you can take your money away from your private funds. But this is not the case now in United Kingdom. And people asking me now what to do. Is it better go to Europe, to Switzerland, maybe to Norway, maybe to Poland, maybe to Spain, maybe to other countries like Italy? What to do? Or maybe Cyprus, where there are very good advantages of tax breaks. Well, or people thinking maybe it is good to go into properties now in the United Kingdom. And we will look at the property market, and the actually property market in UK is very, very, very bad. But you don't see that on the data that they will show you, because they are showing the data that is comparing property prices to British pound, which is actually collapsing year by year compared to other assets around the world. And we can see that, let's say here, look, this is gold. This is gold. This is gold, and let's say this one. This is gold. This is gold, and this is gold compared to British pound. And they tell you that the properties in UK are actually rising, which is actually lie. Properties in UK are not rising. Actually, properties in UK are going down. Properties in UK are going down. And actually, properties in UK going down very heavily. Very heavily. Why is that? They tell you that actually average house price in UK now is almost £300,000. Actually, it is 298 pounds per one house. Okay, and they say that the house prices are not dropping in United Kingdom. But if you compare house prices, today's house prices, to house prices from 2022, actually house prices barely increased by £4,000 from 294 to 298. So in 3 years, on August, in 3 years, house prices in UK didn't go up, haven't increased, but they tell you that increased, that the house prices are going up. Another thing, the rise of house price in UK was seen between 2020 and 2022, but that was the period That was the period when they printed so much money. They conducted the quantitative easing that actually destroyed the British pound. What does it mean? That means that since 2020 to 2022, house prices increased around 50k. From 2040 to 2090, let's say. But it was due to very low interest rate, that actually they lowered interest rate to zero. I remember to zero. And they printed money. They printed empty money. And now British will have to pay for it, for this printing. In the same situation, so that means actually, and until today, from 2019, in 2019, average house price was 2031. So today is 60,000 more. However, it is 5 years. It's been 5 years since that period, and during this period we had very low interest rate, the lowest ever, and printing empty British pound. What does it mean? That means that the British people now have a high interest rate. They have 4.75, but in the European Union they lowered the interest rate to 3.15. But the GBP is not growing to euro. So if you are living in United Kingdom, you have to pay 2-3% more for your mortgage, for your interest rate, than Europeans do. Okay? So if you have mortgage in Europe, you could have your mortgage 3%. In UK you have 6% or 5%. 2% more. It is a lot. In the same situation, so they have to pay very heavy interest rate on the mortgages, and in the same situation, look at this chart from 2019. In 2019, gold. This is a chart of gold, and now I will show you something that will blow your mind. From 2019, gold increased from 900 pounds to 220 pounds, 2200 pounds. That means is around 150% more. So gold increased from 900 to 2200 pounds. House prices increased from 230 to 298 in 5 years. 20%. But gold increased 150%. So if you bought gold in 2019 for 1 million pounds, you would have today, let's say, 2.5 million pounds plus interest, if you think. So you would have around 3 million pounds on buying gold and reinvesting it wisely. You would have today 3 million pounds buying gold. But if you bought a house for it in UK for 1 million pounds, today you would have, let's say, 1,300,000 pounds. 1,300,000 pounds. Increase of 300,000. But, well, if you didn't rent this house, you would have a problem. So you would have to rent this house, as the electricity, gas would eat those gains. But if you rent out the house, then you have to fix the house, then you have to work for the tenants, etc. The British house property market is bullshit compared to gold and compared to silver. Look at this. This is silver. 2019. In 2019, silver was less than 10 pounds. Today is 24 pounds, but it was 27 pounds. 170% increase. Even better than gold. But the problem with silver is that the price of silver per 1 ounce is less, but you can gain more percentage, more gain. You can get biggest rise, and you have to hide it. It's quite difficult because 1 ounce of gold is 80 ounces of silver, so it's a different story. So now. Millions of Europeans are British also are facing the decision what to do. If you're gonna stay in United Kingdom, you will have to work until to get your minimum state pension after 35 or whatever 40 years of working at the age of 67, maybe 68. You are not able to invest in private equity, private funds, as they will take it away from you to protect British private companies using your private money, so-called. This is what is happening. Britain is going down. They are taking away your money to protect the stock market that is actually crashing. It's crashing. It's not going up for 30 years. They are protected by your private funds, private companies on the stock market in UK, and they only managed to increase the property prices by lowering interest rate, which destroyed actually the British pound, which destroyed the prices in UK as the inflation was so high, and they printed so much that nobody wants UK money anymore. Who on earth would like to have something that is printed all the time and has zero interest rate on? So, thing is that British property market is over. And it was over, I was telling that for 10 years. British pound is over, gold, silver is much better. And the property market in Europe is much better. And the state pensions in the Europe now at the moment are better in most of the countries. Most of the countries in the European Union has better pension, private pension funds system and state pension system, because they've got all free. They are free to take your money away even at the age of 30 or 40 or 25, whatever, or 21. If you invested in private funds, these funds are yours. But this is not the case in the UK. So millions of Europeans gonna leave the United Kingdom. Now, thank you. Please subscribe to my channel for more information like this. See you soon.